Hey, ba 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 ba. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome to KocoSports. It's where the world's cash, your home for college sports, but above all, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. I am the huge one, aka the idiot Dave Coco from DAVKOCO.com, and we do watch parties of New Japan, AEW, Impact, and Brawl USA, and maybe more in the future on twitch.tv/KocoSports. We're also on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, on KocoSports, and of course, brand new to the TikTok. Make sure to check it out, KocoSports TikTok, where we play a lot of claw machines and have fun in Japanese arcades. Now, let me read the headline. We'll read the press release. I'm reading this off Wrestle Talk. All right, so headline: Kota Ibushi handed further sanctions by New Japan. As we go on, I will tell you why that is good and why that is bad for all of the reasons that most people don't know. I have lived in Japan for over 20 years, and I didn't come here as a rich YouTuber, PewDiePie. I didn't come here as a teacher, 98% of the world. I didn't come here directed from another company. I came here, started my own businesses, worked for a lot of different Japanese corporations, and there is a nuance. That's our new favorite word. Of how Japanese companies work. And I think a lot of people in North America think this is a bad thing, but not for the reasons that you're thinking. All right, let's break it down. We're going to read this off Wrestle Talk. So there you go. All right, during a press conference on May 27, 2022, regarding events concerning Kota Ibushi and a member of New Japan staff, known as the Official, it's Kikuchi, it was announced that Mr. Ibushi, the Official, would be subject to penalties. I'm going to keep calling him Kikuchi. Come on, that's embarrassing, dude. You're going to throw fucking one guy out? All right, this is very common. The rich don't get attacked often in Japan, and when they're fucking higher up, they won't mention their names. They think that will help their corporation. All right. Would be subject to penalties and results of their actions. Upon consideration, these penalties have been determined, and their interest of transparency have been outlined below. Now, this is very, very important, the wording here and the nuance. Kota Ibushi, a 10% reduction pay for 3-month period between July and September 2022 as a result of breach of contract. Now, notice, it is a breach of contract in only 3 months, 10%. It is a breach of contract. It has nothing. It has the fact that he showed up at another event. He is being punished for showing up at another event. He is not being punished for what he said. That is very key for later. Representative Takami Ohbari, a 10% reduction in pay for 3 months between the period of July and September 22 as a result of executive responsibility. And you know what, Ohbari? I know this sounds weird. He didn't have to put his name there. He chose to, and I respect that. The theory behind this is I was in charge. This shit happened. I should be punished. And that's one thing that is good about Japan, is that if you're in charge, you will sacrifice pay. You will punish yourself because it happened under your watch. I'm not saying that doesn't happen in other countries, but I just, as a person that's lived in over 30 countries, that is very rare and honorable. And the word honor will be thrown around a lot here. The Official, Kikuchi, spineless fucking pig. 10% reduction to pay in the next 3-month period between July and September. Okay, so they all got the same punishment, which is understandable. That is, oh, we embarrassed the company. We're sorry. And I'll get back to that 10% in a little bit. But this is the bigger issue. This is the really fucking slapdown. And I'll explain why in a second. As well as transfer to a different position as a result of inappropriate comments towards a wrestler representing a breach of duty. All right. New Japan Pro Wrestling would like again apologize, concerned, and inconvenienced by these events and humbly ask for your continued support. Okay, so Kikuchi is a coward. That's what we get out of this. Ohbari has honor and did the right thing. Kota Ibushi was fined 10% for 3 months. 10% for 3 months, not because of what he said, because of what he did. He showed up. This is the Japanese way of sweeping it under the rug. All right? I got promoted in Japanese companies really fast because I had honor. A lot of I don't want to pick on it, but a lot of Westerners think differently than Japanese people do. And if you go to a foreigner and say, apologize for this, even though you don't mean it, cancel culture. If you apologize, but you don't mean it, you have no fucking honor. This is kind of a way to keep your honor. And I've been places where, when I worked for Japanese companies, where they're like, all right, you have to write a letter or apologize or take 10% cut pay. And if you're in your heart, if you are in your heart, you're like, oh man, I was completely wrong for that, you say sorry. But if you are being forced to apologize and you have no fucking honor, that's bad. That's really bad in this culture. So if you're ever in a spot where you're like, oh, you can do an apology or you can take pay cut, always take the pay cut, because your career is pretty much over the second you apologize. Asterisks if you don't mean it. And in Japanese companies, they'll ask you to apologize, and two things happen. It makes the company look bad because, like, ooh, that company bullied them. Oh, let's go drink with, let's say they had made Ibushi apologize, and it wasn't on his own merit. Every single employee would go, oh, let's go drinking with him. That sucks that the company bullied him. And on top of that, everyone above him would be like, well, he has no fucking honor. He just went up there and apologized. Now, if you mean it, apologize. But if you don't fucking apologize. Have some fucking honor. I remember there was a time where I had to apologize and I wasn't going to do it. I was like, I ain't fucking apologizing. Like, oh, you take a 10% pay cut. I was like, you take all my fucking money. You don't. And they pulled me aside and goes, why do you have honor? People from America don't have honor. I'm like, all right, well, that's kind of fucking insulting. But he's like, yeah, almost everyone we've ever talked to that's a foreigner will apologize, even if they fucking know in their heart it's not right. Why? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. Maybe I'm living in Japan too long. I don't know why people apologize and don't mean it. So this is kind of hush hush. Here you go. We're not punishing you for speaking out. We're punishing you because you had a breach of contract. And they're sweeping it under the rug. The one guy who does have honor, Ohbari, he is just taking a 10% pay cut for 3 months because it happened under his watch and it shows honor and responsibility. Kikuchi, on the other hand, is a fucking coward, the official. And because he's a coward, let's go back to that second part, as well as a transfer to a different position. That is huge. A lot of people don't know this. Japan doesn't like firing you. Japan likes sending you to a different unit and fucking treating you like shit until you quit. So what happens is, let's say you're a coward like Kikuchi is in this situation. You are going to get transferred, most likely to an empty fucking room, and you're going to sit there and do, this happens, you're going to sit there and do absolutely dick all every day of your fucking life until you quit. They're going to fucking shit on you, piss on you, not, literally, but they're going to treat you like crap. You're not going to have any friends. You're going to be isolated. Me, I'm completely fine. I'm a fucking loser in Japan. Fucking, dude, a quiet treatment, dude. I'm getting paid, dude. I'm just going to fucking be on my phone. 8 hours sitting in this room. Oh, you got the wrong guy, Japan. But it makes people crack. And on top of that, because he's a coward, doesn't have his name listed, and they're transferring him, most likely he's going to try to keep face and make it seem like he's getting a job somewhere else. He's definitely job searching now. I mean, the only way his career, the coward, is saved is if that he eats shit for years and years and years, kind of like Mark Henry had to do in WWE, and they're like, okay, you're worthy of coming back. But will he do it? The fact that he doesn't even have his name fucking listed does not look like he's going to eat shit. So no one's going to fucking notice, but get ready for Kikuchi to show up to any job and act like it's a big transfer. It's like, yeah, I own my own business now. Yeah, I'm going into television. Yeah, I'm going into news. So that's it. Now, This is a good thing because this is how Japan sweeps stuff under the rug. This is a bad thing because this is how Japan sweeps stuff under the rug. If what Ibushi is saying is true, and sexual harassment is very high for men and women, it's not even a man and women thing. It's a power thing. Your boss, female or male, expects you to do stuff that would be considered harassment. It's really bad. It's out of control. But here's the thing. With this, if what Ibushi's saying is true, most likely won't see the day of light. Because do you notice he's not getting in trouble for what he said? He's getting in trouble for showing up at another event. So, if you're a pro wrestling fan and you're like, oh, Ibushi's fucked, I don't think he is. I think this is the way to sleep it under the rug. If you're wow, I hope people don't get sexually harassed and assaulted and whatever fucking words he used, that's not looking good. This is a sweep it under the rug type of penalty. So I find it to be interesting. I don't know if it will 100% be okay, but as a guy living in Japan, I thought I would give you a different point of view that this looks like they're sweeping it under the rug. It looks like Kikuchi is going to be forced out little by little, and in 3 months, everyone's back to normal pay, and no one ever talks about this again. I could be wrong. Maybe Ibushi fucking says, fuck that, and keeps fighting. But as a guy that's lived here for a long time, I've seen this happen a lot. I've seen it happen a lot. And the 10% pay cut is just a way. And if you ever work in Japan for a Japanese corporation or run a Japanese corporation or run a Japanese business, don't apologize if you don't mean it from the bottom of your heart. Don't let them force you into an apology, and always take a pay cut before you apologize. You know, like I said, I took a pay cut and I said, I ain't fucking apologizing. Fuck you, I'm not wrong. And then within three months, I was promoted compared to people that apologized all the time. And I'm like, all right, you got the eye of the warrior. You got, you know, where a lot of people be like, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I said fuck on YouTube. Oh, I'm sorry I offended the WWE. Oh, I'm sorry, Asahi TV. It's not going to get you anywhere. Not in corporate Japan. Not now. Maybe in the future it might change, but not now. So, I don't know if this is good or bad, but it's definitely a different view on it. All right, like, comment, subscribe. We're going to do one more video today. Feel free to leave any comments. We will be doing a comment time where I try to respond to as many comments as I can. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe is really important. We used to get a lot of views. We used to, for our channel, a lot is a different thing. But we are starting over. I took a long break for, you know, mental health reasons. Susan, you said it wouldn't affect the algorithm. Susan, you said if I took mental health break days, it wouldn't affect the algorithm. Susan, where are you? Susan? She's not returning my calls. But yeah, so we gotta like, comment, subscribe, tickle the balls of the algorithm a little bit. I'm retired. There's not as much pressure on me to do YouTube, and I'm just gonna have fun with it. But it would be nice to get the boys back together, wouldn't it? Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and also, if you live in the Florida area, make sure you check out Rev White and Brew. It's Monday, July 4th, so most people have it. Gates open at 5 p.m., $20 for early bird, $25 at the gate. Kids under 12 are free. It is in Brooksville, Florida, which is north of Tampa. So the North Tampa area. You can more learn at leadfootcity.com, or of course hit up James Legend at Brawl USA. We have been friends for a very long time. He is doing these events, and I would love to see if I got any street cred. Now listen, if you see this video and go there, look for James Legend. I love him to death. I guess the easiest way to describe him, which isn't politically correct, he's the dude in the wheelchair. I probably, I could have said blonde hair. I could have said white dude. Could have said handsome motherfucker. But, you know, it's Florida. There's probably tons of blonde, handsome dude motherfuckers. So you go over there and you're like, hey, are you James Legend? And you're like, God damn right. You say, KocoSports sent me. And I'll give you a fucking hug. I don't know if that's guaranteed. I still haven't checked out with him. I would love it for James Legend to be like, why the fuck did 20 people give me hugs? I'm like, anyway, don't be like. I was about to say an inappropriate joke. Don't be like a Japan CEO. Make sure you have consent to give him a hug. Anyway, I think I went too far. Like, comment, subscribe. We're always on Twitch, KocoSports. With that, I am over. Hey, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum.